Alrighty, I've returned to the Waking Sands, and I'm going to do a couple more of these main story missions to get to level 30, and then we're going to do some side quests and shit. Some for job quests, and others because we're going to do an event. The triumphant hero returns! Thancred told us the news upon his arrival. He is presently in the Solar giving a full report to Lady Minfilia. You should join them at once. Lady Minfilia is most eager to see you. My late arrival nearly cost Ny'ardbert his life. I wasn't there when the Emulger took him prisoner. And I wasn't there when they served him to Ifrit. Yes, by some miracle he survived, but that does not excuse the fact that he should never have had to face such dangers alone. I failed him utterly. Just as I'm failing you all. What's done is done, Thancred. You can ill blame yourself for every... Ny'ardbert, it is so good to see you again. Impeccable timing, my friend. I had just finished regaling Minfilia with your heroic exploits. Thancred has told me everything. You've done well to return to us. The perils you faced were undeniably great, yet a part of me believes that I had no cause to fear, and now we can put paid to our long investigation. As we suspected, the Emulger undertook both the robbery and the abductions with the aim of summoning their primal Ifrit. Nor is this tale limited to Ul'dah. Similar incidents have been rife in both Limsa Lominsa and Gridania of late. I dare say you've been curious as to how these crimes are linked to the primals. Permit me to explain. Having manifested in the physical realm, primals must consume ether if they are to maintain their presence here, and the stronger they become, the more ether they require. Now, ether exists throughout creation. It flows through all of life and permeates the very air that we breathe. Alas, this alone will not suffice to sustain the likes of Ifrit. Nay, he and his kind require a more concentrated source of ether. Crystals. It is for this reason that incidents involving crystals can often be traced back to a primal. Which leaves us with the why of the abductions. To understand this, you must first understand how primals are born. When all is well with the world, primals possess no physical form. Their essence is dispersed across the great river of ether. However, when the world is plunged into chaos, those who worship the primals cry out to their gods for deliverance from suffering. These cries serve as a beacon towards which a primal's essence is irresistibly drawn. It is this coming together, or etheric coalescence, which grants the being's physical form. Once born, a primal gains strength from its followers' worship. The more numerous and fervent they are, the more powerful their god becomes. But the primals are seldom satisfied with such reverence as their adherents freely give, and in order to gain more power, they do not scruple to create followers. They do this by tempering mortals, a process to which you yourself were subjected. Yet, even as Ifrit took your comrades in his thrall, you alone remained unaffected, as well as, I guess, those 3 other nameless scions that were there to help you fight it. This is thanks to the power you possess, the Echo. We know not the why of it, but those blessed with the Echo are immune to primal influence. It is as though a greater power protects us. When first you came to us, I told you that the Echo would be instrumental in dealing with the primal threat. I trust you now begin to see why. The recent incidents all share a common trait: meticulous planning. Such elaborate designs are a new development, and one which fills me with an unshakable sense of foreboding. While I share your concern, my presiding feeling is one of relief at your safe return. The immortal flames assured me that they will deal with the aftermath, so you need not concern yourself with that. We may rest easy for a time. I suggest you take full advantage of the respite, Ny'ardbert. You may be sure it won't last long. Once the people learn the identity of the hero who fell defeat, I fear you will have nary a moment to yourself. Whether she intended to or no, Minfilia neglected to tell you something. Something I think it would be the best you heard from one of us. It concerns the tempered abductees that were rescued. I am sorry to report that all are to be put to death. The flames with whom you were imprisoned included. Needless to say, this information must not be made known to the public. I swear to you that we would not do this if there were any other recourse. But once a man is tempered, he is tempered for life. His very existence lends strength to the primal, whom he cannot choose but worship. And so, we Scions continue our fight, that no more innocents need be sacrificed. I hope that you will continue to stand with us, Ny'ardbert. But I should be going. I must offer my apologies to the Flame General for the losses his people suffered. Till next time. Gods forgive me. How many more lives? Louiswa would never have allowed this to happen. I have to do better. I have to be stronger. Anchor's taking it pretty hard. Hell yeah. Get those new bracelets on. They are marginally better than our other bracelets in a not particularly notable way. A hero in the making. Minfilia is wearing a wry smile. Might it have something to do with your newfound fame? Until not so very long ago, you were but one of the many adventurers seeking to make their way in Eorzea. But for your character and courage, you were raised to the esteemed post of envoy. Thereafter, you traveled the realm, aiding those in need without thought of reward, confirming to Ida and Papalimo that the Scions would benefit from your aid. And no sooner had you joined us than you personally bested the primal Ifrit. You've achieved a great deal in a short time, and won fame in so doing. Alas, fame does not come without a price, as you will soon discover. We have guests, Ny'ardbert. Or rather, you have guests. Beg pardons. Lady Minfilia, radiant as always. I am given to understand that the Scions of the Seventh Dawn have but recently welcomed a new hero into their midst. I am here on behalf of the Maelstrom, Grand Company of Limsa Lominsa, to offer said hero a place of honor within our ranks. As you can see, Ny'ardbert, your recent exploits have garnered you the attention of the Grand Companies of Eorzea. Each organization would have Ifrit's Bane for its own. To this end, all three have sent officers to court you. They would not ordinarily go to such lengths to enlist a new recruit. What they have is evidence of their high regard for you. I find myself wondering how words of Ny'ardbert's deeds spread so quickly, that the immortal flames should know if his triumph is to be expected. But what of the other Grand Companies? Tataru. Oh. Your reputation precedes you, Master Tia. 'Tis no ordinary man who can face a primal and emerge the victor. And imagine our pride when we learned that you began your journey as an adventurer in our own Gridania. Know that the people hold you in high esteem, and that you will always be welcome among us. The Order of the Twin Adder has need of valiant men such as you. Join your strength to ours, friend, and together let us ensure that peace ever reigns over the Twelveswood. What a pleasure it is to finally meet you, Master Tia. My comrades speak of you in the most glowing terms. A man of your talents belongs with the immortal flames. Join your strength to ours, friends, and together let us secure a prosperous future for Ul'dah. The Admiral was not exaggerating when she said you have the look of a hero. Full often does she speak of you, friend. It is only natural that we should want you for the Maelstrom. Join your strength to ours, and together let us see the grand vessel of Limsa to the shores of glory. Lady Mantilia. Very well. Though I'm quite sure you need no reminding, mayhap a brief summary of the situation would help to clarify your thoughts on this matter. Is Manfilia just a summary bot? Is that, like, what happens now? Anyway. As you know, the Grand Companies are all-encompassing organizations empowered to call upon the martial, economic, and technological resources of their respective city-states in times of strife. There are presently 3 such organizations in Eorzea: the Maelstrom of Limsa, the Order of the Twin Adder of Gridania, and the Immortal Flames of Ul'dah. Serving a Grand Company means serving the nation to which it belongs. You'll be charged with its defense and tasked with advancing its cause. In return for your faithful service, you'll be furnished with various rewards, some of which may well prove useful to you in your other endeavors. If you are agonizing over which of the Grand Companies best deserves your loyalty, be at ease. The commitment you make this day need not be permanent. Should you wish to shift your allegiance at a later date, you are entitled to do so. And yet, I concede that it is no small choice you face. A thought occurs to me. You will, of course, recall that the 3 city-states are planning to hold remembrance services. Well, as part of the proceedings, I'm given to understand that the leader of each Grand Company will deliver an address. Hearing these addresses ought to help you make an informed decision. What say you, my dear officers? A fine suggestion. You are wise as you are beautiful, my lady. Very well. Let Ny'ardbert hear our leader speak, then return here with his decision. We eagerly await your answer. Individually, those are all good salutes, but when juxtaposed with one another, it's a mess. I know full well that adventurers are, by their nature, a liberty-loving breed, and not best suited to the discipline of military service, but I strongly urge you to join a Grand Company nonetheless. While the promise of reward is enticing in itself, it is not the only benefit. You are possessed of great power, Ny'ardbert, and with it you are capable of doing untold good. Yet know that great power is wont to attract attention, not all of it friendly. There will be those who wish you ill, and you must needs be on the lookout for them. Yet, however vigilant you are but one man. In the midst of a Grand Company, however, you'll be one amongst many, a friend amongst friends. Your achievements will be shared, and so will the danger. I can think of no better arrangement. Of course, joining one organization need not mean leaving another. I hope that we can continue to rely upon your aid. The 12 know that we will have need of it in the days ahead. The Grand Companies seek to protect their own nations. We Scions, on the other hand, seek to preserve the future of Eorzea as a whole. Similar, yet not quite the same. Now then, I expect that you will be afield more in the future. As such, I would have you carry this link pearl with you at all times. It will allow us to stay in touch regardless of location. Not that I won't repeatedly bring you back here for no reason, but you have a phone now, so it'll make less sense. Eorzea is changing, Ny'ardbert, and you have the power to help shape it anew. None can say what the morrow will achieve, but so long as we believe in ourselves, there is naught we cannot achieve. I think I misread that. None can say what the morrow will bring, but so long as we believe in ourselves, there is naught we cannot achieve. Gotcha. Now, it is time you made ready for your journey. Before you depart, be sure to speak to Tutaru. She will apprise you as to where and when the remembrance services are due to take place. With the power you possess, there will be those who wish you ill, and you must needs be on the lookout for them. Yet however vigilant you are one man. In the midst of a grand company, however, you'll be one amongst many, a friends amongst friends. You already said that. Okay, I'm gonna go talk to your bosses, or rather watch them talk, and then I'll be back. I'm sorry about all the attention you're getting, Ny'ardbert. I might have sung your praises a little too loudly, and often, to a few too many people. Next time, I'll be sure to hold my tongue, literally, if necessary. Anyway, I expect you want to know where and when the remembrance services are taking place. If all goes to plan, Gridania's Grand Company, the Order of the Twin Adder, will hold the first of the 3 services, and Elder Seed Seer Kane Senna will deliver her address at the Mikedo's Amphitheater. I should probably mention at this point that due to the organizational challenges involved assembling all the involved parties, it's possible that the order of the services might change. Still, there's not much we can do about that, so make Gridania your first port of call. Next, you'll need to go to Ul'dah, where Flame General Rauban al-Din will be addressing the masses at the Royal Promenade. Oh, and it's rumored there's to be a special guest. How exciting. Last but not least, you must make your way to the stateroom in Luxalominsa, where Maelstrom Chief Admiral Merlwib Bluffsvin will be giving her address. The room is accessible via the Admiral's loft. Identify yourself to the sentry, Xanthale, and he will admit you. Got all that? Well, off you go. I hope you find the remembrance services suitably educational. I suggest visiting the city-states in my prescribed order, though with your record of impeccable timing and luck, the schedule may change in favor of your preferred travel plans. Farewell. I like that they give you the option of doing these in any order, and, like, even give a reason why you can do them in any order. Yeah, first things first, let's go home. Alrighty. Over to the amphitheater. Also, I don't know why, but I am yawning up a storm, so I think I'm gonna take a quick pop away to get something with caffeine in it, and then we will continue. So, BRB. Alright, I am back. I do have a bit of hiccups, which I will hopefully not get into the recording. These next bits, I think, are voiced, so we'll be mostly okay.
I lost my son to the calamity.
The 3 Seed Seers are all together.
Some say you couldn't take a step without stumbling over a body. Our forebears were once strangers in the Twelveswood. Fearful of the Green Wrath, they hid themselves in the dark recesses of the earth. Yet they dreamed of basking in the dappled sunlight of the forest. Through great effort, they proved their worth to the elementals, and were granted a place beneath the boughs. So it was that Gridania was born, some 5 centuries ago. Working hand in hand, the Hyur and the Elysian settlers sowed the seeds of our civilization, and soon they were joined by folk of all races. So nourished by the waters of unity, and blessed by the light of the matron, Gridania flourished into the great nation it is today.
Do you see the Gridanian standard? There, hanging behind the Elder Seedseer. The entwined serpents represent the unity between Hyur and Elysian. An elegant symbol, do you not agree?
In accordance with the will of the elementals, we have embraced a life of peace. Alas, our neighbors have not always sought the same for themselves, nor for us. Though we Gridanians have no love for war, we have still less for those who would threaten our way of life. Ever have we fought to protect the sanctity of the Twelveswood. When the Garlean Empire brought its war of conquest to Eorzea, we rallied under the noble standard of the Twin Adder that we might push back the encroaching darkness. And it was we who prepared the ground for the reformation of the Eorzean Alliance, that all the peoples of this realm might stand united against the common threat. "5 years ago, the Alliance met the armies of the Empire upon the fields of Cartano. It would prove the bloodiest battle in recent memory. Countless Gridanian lives were lost. As Supreme Commander of the Order of the Twin Adder, ever shall I bear the weight of our people's sacrifice. Alas, their loss was not the only tragedy to befall us that day, for soon came the calamity. The scars borne by our forest are a constant reminder of its violence. Our lives have been irrevocably changed, each waking hour a struggle to survive. Driven to desperation, some among us have strayed from the path of righteousness, resorting to banditry, poaching, and other unconscionable deeds. To compound our woes, the Ixal have returned in force, emboldened by our suffering. They test our defenses nigh without cease, and prey upon the vulnerable. So beleaguered from within and without, it is of little wonder that our unity now falters. Dark times are upon us.
Time was a man could walk the highways without fear.
On this day, 5 years ago, countless Eorzeans laid down their lives that we might behold another dawn. Please join with me in honoring their memory.
And how do you propose to honor the memory of those you cannot remember, pray tell?
The destruction wrought by the calamity was indiscriminate. It dealt death to Eorzean and Garlean alike. Yet while we have labored to rebuild our homes, to rebuild our lives, the Empire has set about raising steel fortresses here in the Twelveswood. Let none be mistaken. The Garleans remain the greatest threat to our survival. If we are to stand against them, we must remember what it is to be united. Our many troubles blind us to the woes of our fellow man. Thence is harmony lost. Yet harmony is the founding principle of Gridania. We are gathered here to honor the fallen. Let them be honored not only in word and thought, but through concerted action. I bid you join hands with me once more beneath the Twin Adder's standard. And together, let us heal the forest's wounds, that our progeny might live in harmony beneath these ancient boughs. For serenity, purity, and sanctity. We must think of the children!
Woods will be done.
It's up to us to protect the
All
forest.
the elementals!
If you'll permit me, Alphino. And my sister, Alize, at your service. I saw at a glance that you were a fellow traveler. You might call us students of history, sampling the realm's remembrances in pursuit of enlightenment.
The Gridanians are unfortunate enough to have... Sorry, hold on. There. The Gridanians are unfortunate enough to have to contend with two beast tribes. The Ixal are unquestionably the more troublesome, being of a naturally warlike disposition and want to summon their bloodthirsty primal Garuda. The Sylphs, by contrast, are peaceful in nature, being mischievous rather than malevolent, and have long been on friendly terms with the Gridanians. Until recently, at least. Alas, they have grown aloof, a change observed at roughly the time they summoned the primal Rama. The Gridanians have no love for war, and they consider open conflict a last resort. Though they clash with the Ixal ever more regularly, you may be assured that they do so in self-defense. As for the Sylphs, they are as yet bound by a peace treaty, though one wonders how long it will be before it is broken. The Twelveswood was grievously wounded during the calamity, leaving Gridania vulnerable to attack. The people are hopeful that restoring the wood, and thereby the power of the elementals, will put an end to their woes. Yet how long will that take? Centuries, I'd wager. Meanwhile, the Ixal will continue their incursions, spurred on by Garuda and her insatiable appetite for destruction. Whether the Gridanians like it or not, sooner or later it will come to an all-out war. And when it does, the Order of the Twin Adder will need all the help it can muster. How valuable might the aid of a capable adventurer prove to them then? Well, perhaps we will find out, if the Elder Seedseer's words fell on fertile ground. So those two are part of the long list of characters who have their voice actors replaced come Heavensward. And not that Sam Riegel is not good at this, he's a fantastic voice actor, but I would not say that his performance of Alphino makes him particularly likable. And I could not even have remembered what Alisaie sounded like before the change. But that's also because she has significantly less screen time in the early bits. Alright then, well, on to Ul'dah. The power of editing, we came straight here. I do love the nighttime theme for Ul'dah. The rail promenade is on the Husting Strip, I think. I wonder if Raubahn or Nanamo is the one that gives this speech. It's been a long time. Raubahn being the Flame General and Nanamo being the Sultana.
Behold, 'tis the Sultana Nanamo herself!
And Raubahn as well!
Hark, you souls of flame, drawn to the bosom of the desert, where the fire burns brightest and shall rage forevermore.
Hurrah! Raubahn!
Where since antiquity, under the sage and judicious rule of the Ul dynasty, we have wrought sand into gold. Where by the grace and glory of Ny'ardbert have our brave sons and daughters flourished and prospered. I speak of Ul'dah!
There, at the Flame General's back flies the Grand Company's standard. Note the sigil. The golden scales of order balance the jewel of prosperity with the flame of might.
Great and many are the gifts our nation has given the realm. In Eorzea's darkest hour, on the killing fields of Cartano, none spent more in blood and gold than we. Thus was the 7th Imperial Legion laid low.
So that's how it happened. How soon history forgets.
Yet many left our gates, never to return. Let us pray for our absent brothers and sisters, that they might know happiness in the great beyond, as Thal's honored guests. If the fates were fair, the price we paid that day would have bought us victory. Alas, they are not. And now, but 5 years into this 7th Umbral era, the spirit of sacrifice which granted us our strength is all but dead. Look around you. What do you see? A people divided, downtrodden and enthralled. Where are the merciful alms of the rich? Where is the just steel of the righteous? I ask you, is this the great nation our brothers and sisters gave their lives to save? You who call this living, dishonor the name of the immortal flames. It is but a slow death. Our enemies surround us. The savage hordes of the Amalja wait beside our roads, strangling the lifelines of trade. Meanwhile, the Garleans make mock of our borders and despoil our land of its natural wealth. We stand on a precipice, yet we do not act. Whether trader or soldier, monetarist or royalist, all must recognize that a divided Ul'dah stands to fall. Victory and fortune walk hand in hand. Ye who seek glory and wealth, look not to what little you can snatch from your neighbor, but to the boundless wealth of the world beyond. Now is the time to unite. Now is the time to ride forth. In the name of the Sultana, I beseech you! Line not your own coffers, but those of the immortal flames. Seek not to prosper from Ul'dah, but to restore her to prosperity. As the realm prospers, so shall Ul'dah. As Ul'dah prospers, so shall her people.
Yeah, for Ul'dah!
Together we are one.
Your Grace.
Raoban? People of Ul'dah, I, Nanimo, 17th in the line of Ul, address you. Much has been made of the wealth of Ul'dah. Yet those who measured that wealth in coins and carats are gravely deceived. For the true wealth of Ul'dah lies in the health, happiness, and hopes of her people. Beloved subjects, I bid you raise aloft the torch of Ul'dah, that her flames might serve as a beacon for all Eorzea to see.
Long live Nanamo!
Glory to the Sultana!
For victory and fortune, stride fearless into the Inferno, for we are by fire reborn!
I love the awful camp backing.
Forsooth!
The time is now!
I fancy meeting you again.
The line reads. Oh my god. The Uldans have a long history of conflict with the Amalja, the beast tribe that worships the primal Ifrit. Judging by your look of distaste, I take it you've encountered them. The Uldans do not shy from confrontation. If aught threatens their precious prosperity, they will seek to crush it. So have they dealt with Ifrit thus far, smothering his flames each time he is stoked to life. Yet he is but one of several problems. Though they have been quiet these past 5 years, the Garleans have not gone away. Meanwhile, refugees continue to arrive in droves, and Ul'dah has no clear policy on how to deal with them. After all, not even the Sultan's coffers are bottomless, and even assuming they had the coin, resources will ever be finite. Which brings me back to the subject of Ifrit. It has been observed that the Amalja are summoning him with ever-increasing frequency. Every time they do so, the Uldans send their forces to smite the primal, and though they invariably succeed, each victory is bought with blood. It is a war of attrition which they cannot well sustain. Small wonder, then, that the immortal flames are eager to recruit more members. At such a desperate hour, an adventurer of your experience would be a most welcome addition to their ranks. Oh, bye. Did they think that the, matching twins thing was a good luck? Or... like, how did they end up at that conclusion? Alright, on to Limsa. Oh, right, poof. I forgot that's what I'm cutting to. Oh, I brought the pen. And bam, we're in Limsa. Now let's go talk to the Admiral, or rather get talked at by the Admiral. Here to attend the Remembrance Service. Be quick, the Admiral is due to give her address at any moment.
The Garleans are another matter altogether.
So much for our alliance.
It's sunk beyond the seabed.
Brothers and sisters of the sea, hearken unto me. Look upon this, our mighty crimson standard, and tell me your hearts do not swell with pride. "700 summers have come and gone since our forefathers first ran aground in this fertile bay. In that time, guided by the Mother of Oceans, Limsa Lominsa has grown from humble fishing village to uncontested ruler of the 5 seas and beyond.
Oh my god.
Did you look as the Admiral bid you? It is a rather stirring standard, I must say. The Crimson Field is meant to signify the blood of fallen crewmates, while the Black Longship represents a pirate vessel.
When the Garlean Empire marched upon Eorzea, we assembled beneath the Maelstrom Standard, and our Grand Company was reborn. All answered the call, from the Knights of the Barracuda to Hilthier's bloody executioners. And together, we met our would-be conquerors upon the field of Cartano. That day, the world bore witness to the united strength of Limsa Lominsa. I swear to you, no army ever fought harder or with more courage. Yet many of ours did not survive. Join me now in remembering those who fought in the name of freedom and fell. May their souls be returned to the sea.
Freedom. Yes, they have always been rather fond of their freedom. Much as the beast tribes have. Small wonder. Beneath the surface, one would struggle to tell them apart.
It has been 5 long years since the calamity struck. 5 long years of tireless rebuilding. Yet still the wounds of the calamity fester and weep. But when I stand atop the mizzenmast and gaze out upon our battered and broken vessel, I see an undying spirit, Did we not build all this from the wreck of the Galadian all those centuries ago? Shall we not do so again? Yet there are those who would see this ship of ours sink beneath the waves of the restless Rotano. The Sahagin creep ashore seeking blood for their accursed god.
Those fishback
The Sahagin
bastards.
have risen?
While the mines of Ogomero spew forth kobolds who push ever south, despoiling our lands as they go. These savage beast tribes will be the first waves to crash against our creaking hull. And behind them swells the grim tide of the Garlean Empire. Even now, the Curs fly their flags within our borders. Doubt not, but that they will be upon us ere long. We are well nigh surrounded. Yet there are those among us who would rather turn their swords against their crewmates than our cannons against our foes. How can we hope to repel our many enemies when mutiny breeds below deck? There is but one course left to us. One bearing that will bring us victory over the beast hordes and the Empire both, and see this ship safe to port. We must mend the rift the Calamity has reopened twixt Pirate and Maelstrom, and stand fast with our adventurer brothers against the coming tempest. Mark ye well, a crew without unity is no crew at all. 'Tis but a mass of drowned men. To me, then, brothers and sisters of the sea, gather beneath the undying crimson standard, and pledge me your strength, your skill, your wisdom. And with the guidance of the navigator, this great vessel of ours shall ride the waves, till sea swallows all.
Long live the Admiral!
Admiral Melvin!
Gather the lads!
Oh, where's me cutlass?
I'll follow ye to the seven hells, Admiral!
Fancy meeting you again.
Didn't you say that, like, word for word, like, at the last one of these, a couple hours ago? In universe? As the Admiral mentioned in her address... Oh, nope. As the Admiral mentioned in her address, Limsa is plagued by two beast tribes. The first are the fish-like Sahagin, worshippers of the primal Leviathan. The second are the kobolds, who dwell beneath the earth and take the primal Titan for their god. As if the beast tribe's presence weren't troublesome enough, the Garleans have also chosen to erect a fortress right in the Lominson's backyard. And that is to say naught of internal strife. As a nation of pirates, there is no end to the blood feuds between the various factions. And while they fight amongst themselves, the Garleans whet their blades and watch. If the Lominsons are to have any hope of withstanding the Empire, they must first resolve their own affairs. Differences must be set aside, and the primal threat dealt with once and for all. To this end, I expect that they will soon take decisive action against the beast tribes. Mark my words, the Maelstrom Standard will be drenched a deeper shade of crimson ere long. That a capable adventurer like you would be a valuable addition to their crew is beyond question. Ny'ardbert, this is Minfilia. You are well, I hope. Would I be correct in thinking that the final remembrance service has now concluded? A moment ago, you say? What a coincidence. Jesting aside, I trust you remember our guests from the Grand Companies? Well, delighted though we are to have them here at the Waking Sands, it would not do to keep them in suspense any longer than necessary. In short, hurry back. Alright, let's take the actual boat this time. We didn't do that the last two. We're almost there, Power Ranger thing. We're level 29. I do love Lumsa. So to consider our options, I, as a player, have a fondness for Lumsa, partially because I just think it's a cool town, and partially because it's where my original character started. And I do like the Admiral quite a bit, even though, at this point in their story, she, has some learning to do. And the other thing I really like about them is that they are the only one of the groups that were, like, openly pro-adventurer, more or less, from the beginning. Great ship. On the other hand, if we're going purely by, like, the strength of their speeches, I mean, they're all propaganda, but I think Raban's propaganda was probably the most effective of the three. And black is a pretty cool color to put on your uniforms. Also, it's the only one of the three I've never dabbled with. Because I was part of the Maelstrom in my other character, and Tom was one of the Twin Adder in his. Tell you what, I will start as a member of the Flames, which is the Ul'dah group. And if Fred picks the Maelstrom, I will switch. But if he picks either the Flames or the Twin Serpent, I will stay. You know how it is. Organizations are made by your friends. That is awesome! This is the suit that we're looking to try to get, and this person dyed it white? Ah, great. Good job. Interesting. So before we were here and it was the third shift guard, I wonder if that actually depends on like what the in-game time is when you load in the area, or if it's just like as the game progresses it's different. Oh, everybody moved. Okay, they might have new dialogue. The destruction that visited this land cannot be attributed to the forces of the Empire alone. Worms of midnight, of breath infernal, for some a legend-made flesh, for others an insidious symbol of memory lost. We grasp but a piece of this puzzle. Much and more must we question and contemplate, ere the fallen moon revealeth its myriad secrets. I have heard word of your deeds. I am sparing in my praise, so know that you have truly impressed me. Be that as it may, it is fortunate that Thancred arrived when he did. Had he been but a moment later, I shudder to think what might have transpired. Oh yeah, I definitely would have died to that one Amalja. An experienced warrior like Abba won't die so easily. He's strong, fast, cunning. I'll come back safe. Oh no. Is Solid Cat Snake in danger? I must confess, I do rather miss the obnoxious Makote's company. Abba is taking part in a joint operation with the Immortal Flames. I imagine he's having the time of his life right now. I really hope it wasn't the one that sent to go fight Ifrit. I didn't notice him there. I don't think he got turned, but that would suck. Everything's looking to be in order. Right, on to the next customer. Oh. Oh, hello again, laddie. Meet Percivane. We was thick as thieves back in the old days. At least, I think we was. Or it might have been that he was a right creepy bastard, and I did my best to avoid him. Still, we was both members of the Old Order, so either way we're in this together, eh? I see why you might have difficulty remembering which one is which, because if he's cool, that's a cool look. And if he's even remotely not cool, it puts him firmly in the creepy bastard territory. Hey, Bankard. You've put us all to shame with your recent performance in the field. If I'm to keep up, I dare say I'll need bigger knives. Wouldn't that just be a sword? Like, isn't the point of a knife that it's small? No? Alright, cool. Well, enjoy your big knives. 5 years ago, the 3 grand companies joined as one and fought the Garlean Empire at the Cartano Flats. And now, for the first time, the people will gather to remember those who fell in the battle. That being said, no one has any clear memory of what transpired that fateful day. Not even the leaders of each nation. Speeches? Oh yes, I love them. There's nothing like a good exposition when you're having trouble sleeping. You have anything to say? Is the 5th shift all Lollafalls? Do we just have, like, Lolla Night? Is that part of the thing? I mean, like, I'm sure they're just as competent, but still. The Flame General is a passionate man, and his words never fail to light a fire in the belly of those who listen. I'm sure you'll be no exception. I think that's more or less what we got. When the Admiral speaks, even pirates listen, and that is no small thing. She's a born leader, the kind one would gladly follow to the 7th hell. The Elder Seedseer speaks only the truth. Oh wait, that's the wrong voice. And her words have the power to touch the soul. At the sound of her voice, all fall silent and attend her. Welcome back, Ny'ardbert. Were the Grand Company leader's words as illuminating as you had hoped? Aye, each nation is beset with problems. I trust you see now why our services are in such demand. Would that there were more of you, Ny'ardbert. But you must be tired from your journey. Why don't you rest a while and take a moment to reflect on your decision? Once your mind is made up, pray give the Grand Company officers your answer.
The gods only know what grand company our adventurer friend will keep. The wheels of change are in motion regardless.
Brother, are you certain this course is best?
Whatever do you mean, dear sister?
The so-called remembrance ceremonies were little more than standard waving rallies. As though the Calamity and 7th Umbral era warranted scarcely a mention.
Well, of course they were standard waving rallies. Since you are so observant, mayhap you noticed what mention was made of the Warriors of Light? None. I suppose they must have forgotten the heroes who spared Eorzea a fate worse than the Calamity? No, dear Alizé, they haven't forgotten these details. They have elected to omit them. Deep are the wounds the Calamity inflicted upon Eorzea. So deep, in fact, that the realm still bleeds. Needless to say, the beast tribes and their primals do little to alleviate the pain. So, the task of salving Eorzea's wounds falls to the scions of the 7th Dawn, with a little help from our friends, the Grand Companies. Remembrance will yield no remedy. If our world is to heal, we must put the horrors of the calamity behind us.
Our grandfather would never entrust the fate of the realm to despots who rewrite history to their convenience. There must be another way to cure what ails this world, and I mean to find it.
You are most welcome to try. Our paths may differ, but our destination is the same. In time, I dare say we will see eye to eye.
I should hope so.
My lady!
We are to escort you.
Hope does not come into it. We share the burden of this fate, dear sister, and will prevail together or not at all. The salve will serve not only to close up our present wounds, but prevent old ones from opening anew.
They're both so baby. Gosh, just... it's so bizarre seeing all of these characters be so young. But yeah, no, they got some big ideas. I'm curious to see how that plays out. It's been a while. What the oh, wait, they already said that. Okay. So we settled on flames. I do really like the maelstrom. Yeah, let's go with the flame one. Welcome back, adventurer. I take it General Raubon's words kindled a fire within you. Yeah. Excellent. I feared that the incident with the traitor may have soured your opinions of us. That's a really good point. It probably should have. It gladdens me to see that that isn't the case. Before we can count you as one of our own, you must be formally inducted into our ranks. Actually, yeah, that's a good point. I forgot that you guys are, like, openly corrupt. I don't think I've seen that from the Maelstrom, so we should probably do that first. How was the Admiral's speech? Ah, but you need not explain. That you stand before me now is answer enough. You've resolved to join the Maelstrom, have you not? Hell yeah. That's the spirit, lad. With allies like you, how much stronger is our crew? Let us brave the seas together, friend. Now, the choice is made. It is time to add your name to our rolls. Make your way to Limsa Lominsa and seek out our Grand Company's headquarters. Yeah. Maelstrom Command is located on the upper decks. Now send word to our personnel officer to expect you. The duties of a Maelstrom soldier can be both arduous and challenging, but I promise you, you will not regret this choice. May your passage be swift and your bearings sure. How do you feel about me joining something else? What's this? You mean to take up with the Maelstrom? But did the awe-inspiring figure of General Raubon not stir you? He can seem a trifle intimidating, but I'm sure you'd warm to him given time. That is fantastic. Okay, hold on. Now I need to know what the serpent guy says. Pray keep in mind that you are at liberty to transfer between Grand Companies. Should you ever experience a change of heart, the Order of the Twin Adder would be proud to have you. I see, that's way less funny. And much more mature. Ah. I'm not planning to leave. I can just teleport out of here. So, Limsa. I was bothering because there's a ship outside that I could just... Yeah, never mind. the Aft Castle. Aft is the opposite of stern, right? Like it's the back of the boat. So is the Aft Castle just like the Butt Palace? Rear Fortress. Hail, adventurer! What business have you in Maelstrom Command? My name is Ny'ardbert. I believe you're expecting me. Ny'ardbert, I, our recruitment officer, sent a word of your coming. It shall be my honor to induct you into the ranks of the Maelstrom. Now, before I can accept your oath, you must be made aware of several... Sir! What is it, Private? And this had better be important. Sir, we've received a report from a lookout in Lower Lanasia, sir. Imperial forces have fired upon a Highwind Skyways airship. The vessel's in a bad ways, sir, and appears to be banking for an emergency landing in Cedarwood. Cedarwood? Damn it, we have no troops available in that area. The bulk of our infantry is bogged down on the coast, skirmishing with the fishbacks. Tia, this is highly irregular, but I fear your first duty in service to the Maelstrom must needs be unofficial. If our man in Lower Lanasia is correct, the airship will come down in territory crawling with Imperial scouts. If there are any survivors, we must reach them before the Guardians do. Make haste to Cedarwood, locate the airship, and if any of its occupants are alive, make sure they come to no further harm. We'll see about swearing you in upon your return. Alright. What? Oh, right. I totally forgot we have the things for the crazy barber. We should probably find out if he's actually a barber or a serial killer. I hope he shows us in dramatic fashion. Come on. I know you're here, Quest. There you are. Weren't there more people before? I guess they got bored and left. If there's an ounce of compassion in you, friend, I beg of you, retrieve from me the tools of my trade, for I am none other than Jean Delane, the ass. Sealed parcel that, from the sound of it, houses a metallic implement of some sort. Parcel containing a piece of workbook. Parcel containing assorted files of varicolored liquids. Could this be? Yes! I can feel it! The light returns to my eyes. Power courses through my fingers. I live! And as I live, this unspeakable embodiment of ugliness must die. Begone, foul demon! Oh. And so I ask, how do you feel, madame? Why, it's as if, in but a single magnificent moment, I traveled beyond the void, and returned to life as the embodiment of all that is beautiful in the world. Could it be? Yes, it must! How else to explain such power? You are the one whose coming was foretold! You, yes, you are the aesthetician! In the flesh, madame, I am Jean Delane, crafter of coiffures, so divine that Menfina herself doth begrudge my clientele their beauty. But let us speak of you, madame, for from where a moment ago stood a fashion-challenged frump, now there stands a beauty reborn. Yay! Okay. What? Oh. Oh, I'm good, thanks. And you are the one I must thank for reviving my soul, that I might once again bestow my gifts on a realm bereft of beauty, a kindness I intend to repay in full. Do you fear that your own hairstyle is becoming passé? Fear the specter of ugliness threatening to consume you? Fear not, friend, for it shall not survive my wrath. As the madam before you, as this very realm we call home, from an abyss of unfathomable drabness you shall rise anew. My clients have been known to make reservations moons, even years in advance, but you shall know no such troubles. No, for proving a staunch ally to good taste, when all others turned a blind eye, I gladly place myself at your beck and call. Yes, the next time you find yourself plagued by aesthetic ennui, you need only ring the crystal bell from the comfort of any inn room at which you have taken up lodgings. Jean Delane shall hasten to the scene. Yes, in a flash, the dreary, uninspired life you've hitherto known shall end. You shall travel to the realm beyond and return to us as a beauty reborn! I give you this as a token of the trust between us. Treasure it, for it is the key to a world of aesthetic wonders ordinary men shall never know. Oh, it's a coupon. Oh, okay, thanks. Oh, Master Chatelaine, do come back. I've not made my next appointment. I love him. What a ridiculous man. You've befriended Chatelaine. By using the crystal bell found in your inn room, you can call upon the services of the flamboyant esthetician. What was that? Oh, did it? That's hilarious. It used the, like, you've unlocked something theme for that. Okay, so where is Cedarwood? It's in Lower Lunacia? Where's the nearest place I can get there from? Lower Lunacia or Eastern Lunacia? Eastern doesn't look like I've already been there. Middle. Okay, let's teleport to Summerford Farms and go from there. Oh wait, no, this seems like this will be faster. Okay, so I go to Middle Lunacia from the next Aetheryte shard. Oh, sad. I thought for a moment that that was a reference to, Momotaro? Is that the one who was the boy the hatched from a peach? If you know what I'm referring to, you immediately got it. If you don't, then it is not worth attempting to explain here. Alright. Through here. I think this is where my hunting log leads, right? Lower Lunacia. Yep. Cool, so we should polish that off while we're here. This is the place that's prowling with Imperial scouts. Yeah, I see you. Surely, I guess it's true, but... Sure, yeah. Duty calls. Okay. Cut off a sound effect? You know, your bright blue kind of stands out a bit. An adventurer? What are you doing out here? No, wait, let's find some cover first. Wow, we're real tired out from jogging those 30 feet. Maelstrom Command sent you? How do I know you're not an Imperial spy? You don't even have a uniform. I mean, you don't, I guess. Oh, this guy could probably tell you. Be at ease, sir. Mirror of the Maelstrom. You're a Garland Ironworks engineer, yes? One of our lookouts reported the attack on your craft. We're here to rescue you. You must be Tia. Good work on reaching our friend before the Imperials. Tip for you, sir. Tia is the most common surname for Makote males, so that's not particularly useful. I've never seen a craft of this design. It must be Garland's work. Is there no end to this man's treachery? The secrets of Magitech belong in Imperial hands. They're not to be squandered on Eorzean savages. We are taking this craft back to the fortress. Dismantle it if you must, and bring the engineer. Someone must pay for Garland's crimes. Scouting party from Castrum Occidens, I'd say. Seems they want your ship, engineer. Wedge, you have to help him. That fool of a Lalafell was hiding inside the tiny Bronco. The tiny Bronco? Isn't that the new design people have been whispering about? It's the first airship we built since the Calamity. The first since Master Garland... Well, since he went missing. After years of work, she was finally ready for her first test flight. And she was soaring, she really was, till those bastards blasted her out of the sky. Alright, pay attention. We're gonna hit these Imperials hard and fast. If they want a souvenir from Eorzea, they can have a knife in the gut. But they're not getting that ship. Oh, and don't forget to save the Lalafell. What say you, Tia? Ready to give those curs a hiding? Like a tidal wave, lads! Charge! An ambush to arms! I appreciate that Biggs there is, like, a big dude that is plot relevant, and they didn't give him, like, weapon proficiencies. He's just there to be smart. Oh, because you're the leader. Alright. I'll get rid of these guys first, then. Nope. Can't heal if they're dead. I mean, you can, but that's much more complex magic. Savages, you cannot stand against the might of the Empire. Going on long enough. That's it. Your health going down real quick, dude. Oh boy! Exterminate these barbarians. Teach them the futility of resistance. What are you doing, bud? Stop that. Okay, I need you to stop standing in the fire. Duty complete. Biggs! Oh, sorry. He was the one shouting. Wedge, you should have stayed with the ship. That was a close one. Too damn close. So how'd she look anyway? The auxiliary propeller is a dead loss, but I think we could wring enough thrust from the main propeller to get us airborne. A few minor modifications, and we should be able to fly the tiny Bronco home. We'll stand watch until the ship is ready to take off. The Imperials will come looking for their scouts eventually, but I doubt they'll get here before a good while yet. Tia, you're free to return to Maelstrom Command and complete your induction. Ordinarily, I'd ask you to stay, but I think we'd all feel better knowing an adventurer of your ability was safely sworn in and ready for the next mission. Rest assured, I'll inform Command of the part you played today. I, just wanted to say sorry, you know, for calling you an Imperial spy and all that. Got that one wrong, didn't I? Seriously, though, if it hadn't been for you and the Maelstrom lads there, we'd be chained up in a dungeon by now. I mean, you're dead, friend. We both are. Wedge. Thank you, we're very grateful. Alright, back to Limsa. Wait, no, over here. We're gonna try and finish that hunting one. So I need a mole and an egg digger. So, this will probably get cut off, and I'll show you where I teleport back to Limsa. That's great. Oh wait, no, this is a new place. Okay, I guess we'll do this together. I guess we never really explored much around here. Or is that not a new place and I just forgot to attune to the Aetheryte last time we were there? It might be that. We'll find out when we get there, I guess. Is this my level 20 mission or level 25 mission? Level 20. Okay, so there are two of those queued up for me. The third one soon. You know, I really could have just finished that mission, because I think that, like, the next mission is when I get a chocobo. That would be significantly faster than this. But we already committed, so here we go. Oh, that is a big bat. No, thank you. Yeah, sure, why not? This is an easy one, and I think I get a bonus for doing a certain number of fates. Real quick. I guess when you always have a 5-level range, the ones that start you at level 3, it's a pretty big difference. Alright. Crossing the place. I do really like this area. Eorzea in general is just such a pretty place. Alright, so looking for a Morbi Mall. What was the other one? Morbi Mall and Queequor and Egg Digger. I think the Egg Diggers are down by the shore. Sure, I don't know why I said it like that. The shore. Let's get attuned to this Aetheryte first before I forget. Oh, there are the malls. Alright, cool. I'll do that on my way out. Alright, yeah, I definitely haven't been here. There's the Chocobo Keep. Hello, sir. I would like to get on your list. There we are. Ooh, camera freaked out for a second there. Alright. You? Ow. Alright, attuned. Now on my way back out. Go beat up some moles and some Queequor. Uncas was talking about selling mole meat. Is that really, like, are these what they're getting the meat from? Because they're, like, not particularly meaty. I mean, I guess they're probably better than, like, trying to get, like, food out of a chicken, technically, because they're not that big an animal. But I guess they're kind of just like pigs. Huh. Alright, well. Good night. Four days. Alright, there's 3. Yep, it even drops small meat. This is the same thing. Alright. Does that mean he was coming all the way out here to go hunting? No wonder he couldn't make a profit. He was going halfway across the continent. But I guess I don't know how much meat availability there is in the desert. No, that's not even true. There are those Milotragus, which are like the big cows. Here I am trying to make excuses. It's not even valid. That's nothing. Dude's an idiot. What's that? And then this area has... Oh, nice. Tight little group of them. You. Come here. Die. Cool. Once again, I should have taken my grapes before that. But it reminded me that I didn't have them. Alright, back to Limsa then. I think, unless there's stuff that's right here. Upper, east, western, south. Okay. Yeah. Limsa Limsa. Alrighty. And up to Maelstrom Found. I realize I make sound effects sometimes when I teleport, and there literally is just already a sound effect. Can you get a post mobile as a minion? You can? Oh, that's awesome. Welcome back, Tia. I just heard the report. You needn't be concerned about the engineers. They completed their return trip without further Imperial interference. I must admit, I had my doubts at first, but it seems the stories about you are true. I look forward to seeing what else you're capable of. After you're properly inducted into the Maelstrom, of course. Now, speaking of your induction... I did it! I'm inducted, I think. Oh, no, just kidding. Let us start afresh, shall we? You are welcome here in Ny'ardbert, Tia. That such a well-respected adventurer would choose to join our ranks is most heartening. Before you swear your allegiance to us, however, it is only right that I tell you exactly what it is that you'll be joining. A grand company is more than simply a collection of soldiers. It is an all-encompassing organization which draws upon the resources of an entire city-state to form a united military force capable of standing against a nation's deadliest enemies. We of the Maelstrom are charged with meeting the threats posed by the primals of the Garlean Empire and solving the many problems caused by the calamity. Every man and woman who serves under our colors has a role to play in keeping the great warship that is Limsa Lominsa afloat, and on whatever heading Chief Admiral Merlwib Bluffiswin sees fit to set. As part of this grand vessel's crew, you will be expected to take your turn at the oars. The winds do not look favorable, lad, and strength of arm may be all that sees us safe to port. If I've lost you with talk of ship and oar, let me put it another way. A Maelstrom soldier labors till his last breath, fights till his last drop of blood. We give our all in service to this nation, and no less is expected of you. Tia, it is customary for new recruits to swear an oath of their own choosing upon entering this Maelstrom's ranks. Is there aught you'd like to say? Sure, let's send for the Admiral. I will follow the Admiral to the very bottom of the abyss. Watcha. As would we all. A capable crew is one thing, but unswerving loyalty is a trait that cannot be trained or bought. Well said, lad. Ny'ardbert, I hereby assign you the rank of Storm Private, 3rd Class. You are now officially a soldier of the Maelstrom. Welcome aboard, Private. May you serve Limsa Lominsa well, till sea swallows all. And then everyone clapped. From this point forward, that will largely be flavor text. You hear me, Ny'ardbert? This is Minfilia. An officer of the Maelstrom contacted me with the news of your enlistment. My congratulations, Private Tia. I have no doubt that you are eager to make the acquaintance of your new comrades, but I would ask that you pay a visit to your old ones first. Remember, though you are now a man of the storm, you are no less a scion. Pray return to the Walking Sands at your earliest convenience. There are some friends here whom I would very much like you to meet. You shall be waiting. No rest for the wicked, eh? Before you make yourself scarce, I recommend having a word with Commander Riki. Might be worth your while. You may now accept the quest My Little Chocobo, Maelstrom, by speaking with Rashad Riki. This quest must be completed in order to proceed to the end of the main scenario for Realm Reborn. Interesting. I wonder where the cutoff for that is. Dead. Wow, just trying to play like 3 different sound effects at the same time. Alright. My Little Chocobo. Well, if it isn't Private Tia, I must say the tales of your deeds have been an inspiration to the troops. Our duties take us far and wide, and I'll wager you've slogged across quite a few moles of countryside on not but your own 2 feet. Such a sterling soldier of the Maelstrom deserves his own steed. Let's see about having one issued for you. All you need to do is obtain a Storm Chocobo issuance by exchanging company seals with the quartermaster. Once you have this deed, present it to Freygheim, and she will see you saddled up on one of our trusty birds. Excuse me. I would like to get. No, is it not here? Am I talking to you? Sorry, who did you say I needed to talk to? Exchange your company seals with the quartermaster. Okay, so it is you. I don't have any seals. I don't know why I thought I had seals already. Oh, because when I turn this in, I will. Okay. How much do I need, though? Storm Chocobo issuance. Exactly as much as that mission gives. Cool, 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 cool. So I just have to go back and forth to the Waking Sands. Let's do that, I guess. Yeah, once I unlock my Chocobo, I could use all the mounts that I have from the assorted pre-order bonuses and loyalty rewards and the one thing I bought off the cash store years ago. Huh? Value? Hello again, Tataru. Some people let fame swell their heads, but I believe the ears will remain in proportion and firmly attached to your body. Oh, hey, you two. Let me see, if I have this right, you're an adventurer who's a scion and a storm? Golly, how do you keep track of everything? It must be fun pairing up with lots of different people, though. Me? I'm always with Papalimo. Come to think of it, why am I always with Papalimo? Following the calamity, each nation's armed forces underwent large-scale restructuring centered upon its grand company. In Gridania, they ordered the Twin Adder absorb both the Wood Whalers and the God's Quiver, while the Lominsons enacted the complete merger of the Maelstrom and the Knights of the Barracuda. Ul'dah is the odd nation out, having made no notable changes to its armed forces. As before, and in the spirit of the Sultanate, each entity retains a certain degree of independence. Fascinating. Are there other things over here? Have you guys updated? Oh, you did. You're in a different place. Oh. I heard tell when my brothers came through not long ago. Looks like I just missed them, though. I ain't seen either one of them since the calamity. Didn't even know if they were still alive. But after running into folk who swore they knew me time and again, I reckon they had to be out there somewhere. I've been traveling and peddling in the hopes I'd find me brothers ever since. If you see a fella who looks like me, let him know that Brennan's looking for him, would you? I don't believe you. You're just the same guy. Oh, is this the book club? Can I join? Fate shall be thy guide. When our purposes become one, once again shall our paths lead us here. Our city of learning is now naught but shadows. Ere the light of dawn breaketh, shall we follow whither the sand blows. Do you have any idea what that meant? Because, I mean, like, I kind of got the vibe of, like, we do not need to currently work together, but we'll talk later. But, like, I feel like he was saying, like, 3 other things in there, but maybe not. We will continue to focus our efforts on investigating the primals. The Amalja are not the only tribe that have succeeded in summoning its deity. Like, ever or currently? Hey, leaving. Have we met somewhere before? You must be quite the accomplished adventurer to be welcomed to these halls. Me? No one's ever expected much of me. And so far, I've done a fine job of living down to their expectations. Oh, leaving. I've been chatting with Perseverance, and we both swear there was another member of our crew. We still haven't figured out a way to prove who he was, but just you wait and see. Won't be long before everybody sees us for the heroes we is. Hi, can you fix my stuff? Thank you. What do you sell? Mostly repair things and music. Ny'ardbert. I hear you pledged yourself to a grand company. Me? I don't think I could do it. I'd never feel like one of them, no matter what the recruiters say. That's fair. I guess Alamigo doesn't really have their thing yet. I'm not sure I grasp the purpose of these remembrance ceremonies. Whether you remember or rewrite the past, what does it matter? It isn't as though you can repeat it. Our present-day enemies ought to serve as sufficient motivation, don't you think? The only lesson I believe we should take from the calamity is that far greater threats can and will appear. That's a bit of a grim way to look at it, but, I mean, not incorrect. Oh, thank you. There you are. Just hanging out in a box in the corner. The incident with the traitor still weighs heavily on everyone's minds. The Flame Generals most of all. And although he cannot be expected to know what evil lurks in the hearts of every man under his command, the revelation is nevertheless a devastating blow to his authority. Even so, it warrants saying that you should not let this tragedy color your opinion of the man. In all my years working with the Flame General, I've never had a reason to doubt his capacity to lead. I don't know, he seems like a great leader, it's just the people he's leading seem kind of questionable. Welcome back, Ny'ardbert. Lady Minfilia waits you within. Hell yeah. Give me that sweet, sweet experience and Grand Company seals. Welcome back. It seems you wasted no time putting your skills to work. Wow, you all came with me? Hi. How do I know? Why, the recruitment officer called to regale me with the tale of your heroics. The pride in his voice was palpable. We Scions are truly fortunate to have you with us, Ny'ardbert. Now, when last we spoke, I said that I wanted you to meet some friends. Did I not? Well, I neglected to mention that you have already met. Tataru, please show them in. This way, sirs. Oh, Thanks again for getting us out of that mess. We owe you our lives. But I don't think we've properly introduced ourselves. I'm Biggs. And I'm... Gods, man, spit it out, will you? Wedge, at your service! I am pleased to say that Biggs and Wedge will be staying with us for a while. Magitech-driven contraptions such as airships grow ever more vital to the city-states of Eorzea. As a neutral party, it was judged that we Scions should serve as the keepers of this technology. Of course, for this we needed the knowledge of experts, and so we requested the assistance of Garland Ironworks, who very kindly sent us 2 of their finest engineers. Our happy family continues to grow. On behalf of the Scions, I bid you welcome to the Waking Sands. Like every soul here, I love Eorzea, and I count myself blessed to have been given this chance to stand with you all and fight for the future of the realm. Never have I known such fulfillment, such happiness. That is ominous. Why say that now? Is something about to go terribly wrong? Where did they all go? Oh my god, they teleported so quickly.
Now, having set aside the formalities, we have a favor to ask of you. Urianger, have the documents arrived from the students of Baldessian?
Aye, my lady. They arrived but recently.
We have conducted a study at the behest of the Order of the Twin Adder. Papalimo, Ida, a synopsis, if you would.
Wait, hey, okay.
Our task was to survey the behavior of the Sylphs, a beast tribe indigenous to the Twelveswood.
Oh, how to describe them. They look like gisselcreens, floating ones, that worship the primal Ramu.
Ahem. Though technically a beast tribe, Sylphs are blessed with a comparatively personable demeanor, conducive to peaceful communication.
Offering us an invaluable opportunity to learn what the beast tribes know of the primals.
While Ramu's existence is well documented, the Sylphs do not, or perhaps cannot, summon the primal any longer, insofar as can be ascertained, until such time as we know. It would be unwise to assume that the threat posed by the primal has passed.
Which leaves Gridania with the added worry of not knowing what they should be worrying about.
In that regard, they are hardly alone. What we can say with absolute certainty is that Gridania has its hands full fending off Garuda, who, I need hardly remind you, is among the most savage and terrible of all known primals.
In short, it is essential that we approach the Sylphs in as diplomatic a manner as possible. Words and actions can be misconstrued. The only sure way to communicate our intentions is the echo. Winning the Sylphs' favor may well bring us a step closer to mitigating the threat of the primals. Will you help us?
Yeah.
I am grateful.
Lovely. Well, as much as I'd like to help, I'm afraid I would be of little use to anyone in Gridania. A veritable babe in the woods. Ida and Papalimo, however, should be able to see the forest for the trees. Is that not so, Minfilia?
Indeed. You are willing?
Leave it to me.
Us, Ida, us!
Your mission is to make contact with the Sylphs, with the ultimate goal of finding a peaceful resolution to the threat posed by Ramu. Be fairly warned, the Sylphs are a unique people, to say the least, and you may find yourselves bewildered by their customs at first. Yet know that Ida and Papalima will be on hand to support all your endeavors. Okay. Alright, so first, let's head back to Limpsa to cash in our chocobo thing and do our Marauder quests. Because that should get us to level 30, which then means we can get that sick Power Ranger suit. Alright. Ma'am, please send me back to Limsa. Onto the boat. Oh, I changed the settings so it will only play cutscenes the first time we see them. So you get to enjoy these transitions without having it be literally every time. Because they are very pretty. I'm always very impressed with, like, how much they do with so little, because this was back on, like, much, much older engines. So, like, they were pretty limited on what they could do, but they were pretty good about conveying a lot of, like, imagery. It's very clear that they did not expect it to be a hit, though, because that voice acting budget was not the best. It is a shame, though. There's a handful of voices from ARR that, like, I kind of wish had stuck around. Not many. Although I will say, I do wish that they kept the actors around. Because I would personally love to see Taliesin or Sam in different roles. Maybe they could do an Ember Island Players thing and have them play impersonators later on. Alright, I've obtained a Storm Chocobo issuance. I'm supposed to send it to hand it to Fragine, which I believe is downstairs? Oh, that's something else. Direction. Are there usually two of you? Hello, ma'am. I'm here to get a chocobo. I want a bird issued, you say? And I'll need to see your Storm Chocobo issuance. I just got one. Here you go. Yes, everything appears to be in order. A moment, please. I'll be right back with your chocobo. I love it. And here he is. The fellow's been in high spirits the past few bells. He must have sensed that his master was coming. Now then, to make it official, you'll want to give your noble steed a name. Aww. I'm naming you Kaiba. Both because I think it's a cute name for this animal, and because it will be a joke way later on. Quack! Kaiba. There we go. Join me on my adventures, Kaiba. The stories of Ny'ardbert and Kaiba will be written in blood and told for generations. Oh, goodbye. Ma'am, my dog ran away. I dare say he likes his name. Here's your very own chocobo whistle. Simply blow into it, and your feathered friend will come bounding to your side. But do forgive him if he doesn't respond when summoned into crowded city areas or monster-infested lairs. Chocobos are stout-hearted creatures, but they have their limits. And lastly, I present you with your chocobo rider's license, as is required by law. And that concludes all the formalities. I wish you and your chocobo long years of fulfilling companionship. You can use the chocobo whistle to acquire the action to summon your personal chocobo. Unlike rental chocobos, there is no time limit regulating how long you may remain on chocobo back. Remember, however, there are areas such as highly populated cities and narrow dungeons that your chocobo will refuse to enter. You can put it on your hotbar, or you can put chocobo armor on them in the companion menu. Okay. I do have other options for their armor. And I want to give them a hat. I think we'll stick with the normal barding, because I am still a member of the Maelstrom, and that is a new thing. But I do think that our very good boy deserves a hat. Okay, that's that. Now we need to head up to the Marauders Guild. Hopefully with those next two quests, it'll give you a total of about 7,000 experience, which is what we'll need to get to the next thing. That is this direction, right? Yes, it is. Cool. In and through. Hello, I come seeking instruction in the art of hitting things. Warrenson, sir, I am woefully overleveled for this next quest. Oh yeah, we're easily gonna get there. Ny'ardbert, there's trouble afoot. Do you recall the lad whose parents were slain by the beast Kujata? The boy's grandfather, Ny'ardbert, who but recently contacted us with worrisome news. Young Sigurd has gone missing. There have been sightings of Kujata in the area, and it would seem that the child felt compelled to seek the creature out. As you are familiar with the boy and his tragic tale, I would have you attend to the matter. My sister Sulkwib awaits you at the Bismarck. She has been apprised of the situation and will aid you in plotting a suitable course of action. Alright, aid to that. I will refresh my powers by consuming more grapes. Hell yeah. I wonder if we keep this up long enough that, like, the Warrior of Light will get a reputation for just eating grapes. It's like, we've never seen him eat literally anything else. But it seems like he just has an endless supply. Like, he can pull a whole bunch of grapes out of his pocket and eat it in one go. It's unsettling. Alright, Silkwood. Ah, Ny'ardbert. I assume you're here to discuss the missing child and not to sample a bowl of mutton stew. First things first, I would advise against rushing off to peer under every rock in the countryside. We need more information to direct our search. I suggest we head to the Red Rooster Stead and learn what more we can from old Ny'ardbert. Okay. Red Rooster Stead is in Lower Lenosia. Is Lower one of the ones I can teleport to? It is. Okay. We're in the open field. A small hand-carved whistle that emits a unique high-pitched tone discernible only by a chocobo trained from birth to recognize and respond to the sound. Used to summon your personal chocobo. You can now summon the company chocobo mount. Alright, so yeah, we've got all these because of our assorted things. I did not realize that the Falcon was a bonus. I wonder if it's like a loyalty thing. Anyway, but let's start with Kaiba. Hell yeah. Look at that. What an awesome hat. Let's go! I'm surprised it didn't change the music. Maybe I have that option turned off. This is the thing that mounts have, like, associated music. And that they will play it when you get on. I might have to turn it on for a bit. Even though it is not perfect for most things. Than hearing the same chocobo theme over and over. Is he outside? Yeah? Oh, there he is. Silkwood. I'll leave the talking to you, Ny'ardbert. Have you just been looming here, staring at this old man? Oh, okay. Hey, Ny'ardbert, what's up?
Thank the gods you're here. Seems me grandson is set on causing naught but trouble for ye. But surely he can know. Surely he can how the lad is feeling. I was boiling with hate for that murderous beast. And the last time, when he came out along like an avenging angel and showed him the strength of your steel, well, you lit a fire in his belly. You must have gotten it in his head to take the revenge on beast in itself, daft little bugger. Any road, once he heard Kujata had been spotted near Aleport, why, he shot through the door like an arrow from a bow, and I ain't seen him since. I beg of ye, find me little Sigurd afore he gets himself stomped to death that the big bastard Aurochs has spilled more than enough of me kin's blood.
Alright, so we're going to Aleport. Our course is clear. We must set out for Aleport at once. An old acquaintance of mine, Farstim, often stands guard at the port gates. He might know something of the lad's whereabouts. Okay, let's just teleport to Aleport. I think this is the first time we get to see the big cow. Because like they said, he's an Auroch, right? And an Auroch is just it's an extinct variant of cattle. IRL, at least. I know they take names of things and use them for wildly different things. Howdy. Well, I seen a boy wandering out by himself. As a matter of fact, me and my fellow gateguard here just watched a young lad traipsing off to the north. We were arguing whether or not to abandon our post and bring the child back ourselves. Large packs of jackals have been prowling the wilds of late, so if you mean to head after him, pray do so quickly. Hell, I might even pass along a word to the Marauders Guild. He'll be better off with an extra blade or two at your back. Oh, well, that's a bad sign. Right out of the gate. Alright. Oh, he's just dropping his stuff left and right. That's bad. I need to speak with Sulfur. Please tell me you found the boy and not his corpse. Have you found any sign of Sigurd? Yeah. Water skin filled with more holes than water. And to be called a proper satchel, this would need an arm strap and a bottom. Oh. Must have been in a desperate hurry indeed to cast away his belongings in such a careless manner. I myself came across this wood axe, a tool the lad took from the stead, perhaps? Gods below, Ny'ardbert, over there! Commence. That is, in fact, a very big cow. Oh, how dangerous. A cow that could knock over a child. Oh, okay, the jackals are more of a problem. Ny'ardbert. Oh. He is very concussed. Put on that tank stance. And start grabbing the jackals. Wow, they are all over the place. Oh, Stone Skin. I miss you. Not really, but like, I don't know. It feels bad to lose abilities. Alright. We did it. Step aside. Rah! Ransom?
breathes yet. Big cow. We withdraw to the Red Rooster stead. Follow my lead, Ny'ardbert. He's right. He's just a cow. Okay. Okay. Oh, back at Red Rooster, right? That's a different place. Can I take a trip over there? Because I don't feel like figuring out how to get from point A to point B. I cannot. Gross, alright. Where's the nearest? Oh, there's nothing. There's nothing nearby. Alright, cool. Where am I currently? In Western Lanasia. It's in Lower Lanasia. Right? Yes. That is worse. Yeah, screw it. That'll do. Onward to victory! Or to, I don't know, like safety. What do you have here? Right. Go on the side before we go anywhere. Oh, hilarious. I think that was where I needed to be to do that hunting log thing earlier. Ah, me and my patience. Or lack thereof, rather. Sure, why not? Once again, how many times do I have to teach you this lesson, old jellyfish? There's a bit of a shorthand in this game where if a status effect is cleansable, we'll have a little white bar under it. Under the symbol. I kind of wish that they had that for things that could be interruptible. I know that's like not really a thing in later content. You don't usually have to stun people out of stuff. At least I haven't had to in a while.
I don't know if it's in, like, the real hard difficulty stuff that comes back again, but just being able to know, like, yes, if you push your stun button, it will knock them out of this, or not, by looking at the ability, as compared to just having to, either know or guess. In we go. Hey, Ny'ardbert.
Ye brought him home. I don't got the words to thank ye.
The lad's past the worst of it. He struck his head in the fall, though, and it may be some time before he opens his eyes. Thank you for coming, brother. If you hadn't scattered those jackals when you did.
I've done naught to earn your thanks. When I learned of the situation from Ailport, I realized the dangers were greater than I had anticipated. No single marauder could have hoped to fend off such numbers in time. Pray accept my apologies, Ny'ardbert. You turned to us for help, and yet your grandson now lies before you, broken and battered. Ye risked your lives to save little Sigurd. How's a man to find fault with that? It's me who ought to be begging forgiveness for the wounds he took protecting me, foolish boy. You needn't concern yourself with our well-being. Our training prepares us for such eventualities. There is not more we can accomplish here, Ny'ardbert. It is time we returned to the guild and focused on other tasks.
Alright, let's teleport to website. Sorry, there was a little back and forth there of like, oh, you simply must tell me the recipe for this gruel. And the person's trying to, flour? I'm so curious to do the summer quest because it has a bunch of stuff that's callbacks to other things, and I'm curious if they'll still have them for a character that like hasn't done those things, or if they'll get something different.
I'm glad the lad will live, but I fear this will not be the last time Sigurd abandons caution in his thirst for vengeance against Kujata.
Can we, like, kill it then?
The wound in his heart festers and seethes, feeding his impatience at our seeming inaction. We must not think ill of the boy, but instead let his helpless rage be a spur to our efforts. I say again, Ny'ardbert, Kujata will fall by your hand, and I will shape you into the deadly weapon you need to be.
Is any of this better than what I have? It's all exactly the same? What? Wild. Okay. I guess I'll take the money then. Hell yeah, level 30! We did it! I'll accept this so we can go do it, but first... yes.
Ny'ardbert, our near-disastrous encounter with the pack that follows Kujata has been preying on my mind. The overwhelming number of the beasts was beyond aught I had imagined. Even the most dedicated marauder could not hope to carve through that snarling wall of flesh. And if we cannot dispatch the pack, then Kujata remains beyond our reach. Thus, I have prepared for you a trial that shall unleash your deepest reserves of destructive strength. As before, Sulkov awaits you at Bismarck to guide you on your path. Do not squander this opportunity for growth, Ny'ardbert. The pride of the guild itself rides on the keen edge of your axe.
I swear to God, if you have me break one more goddamn boulder... Head over to Bismarck, and then it's Power Ranger time. You've word from my brother? The pride of the guild, eh? My brother has placed quite a burden on your shoulders, it seems. But from what I have witnessed, if any marauder has the skill and determination to put down Kujata, then it is you. And there is, of course, the matter of Sigurd's vengeance. You don't want to disappoint the poor boy now, do you? Let us be about this trial, Ny'ardbert. I shall meet you on the Salt Strand in Lower Lanasia, where your training is to take place. Well, naturally I will be there. Without me, you're like to forget to tend your wounds and bleed to death. Alright, are we too late, or can we still accept this? Because I know the number of, the amount of time in this that is left in this event is measured in hours at this point.